Hello, potential immigrant. I'm narrator, and I'm here with...
Pablo the immigrant, but you can call me Pablo.
And we're here to show you why America is the place for you to be. We'll be showing you many things over the course of this infomercial, so let's get started.
Ah, America. Land of the free. I'm so happy to finally be a citizen here. Oh! Hey, what are you doing?
Up against the wall now.
Ah! Okay.
I know you drug mules like the back of my hand.
What? Please, sir, I'm not... I didn't do anything.
Well. A lighter. Looks like we have to bring you in.
What?
Hello again. What you just saw was an explicit scene of an unlawful search and seizure. But what is an unlawful search and seizure, you ask? Well, I'm happy you asked, Pablo. An unlawful search and seizure is a process by which lawful authority figures search you and seize your possessions without a warrant. This is illegal because of a very beautiful thing our country possesses, the United States Constitution. Specifically, you as a person, including poor Pablo, who was just attacked, are protected by many amendments in this Constitution. An unlawful search and seizure is a prime example. It's considered illegal under the Fourth Amendment, stating that you may not be searched unless reasonable suspicion of a crime exists, and authorities need a warrant if they want to search you and or seize anything that may be related to the suspected crime. There are also many amendments that protect or establish civil rights and liberties for citizens of the United States.
But wait, how can you prove that I can take this to court and actually win my case?
Well, recently naturalized citizen, I can by telling you the ruling of the Supreme Court case Georgia v. Randolph, 2006. It ruled that police cannot search or seize anything from you without a warrant if you do not give consent. You can easily win this case, as it has a set precedent for future rule.
Great! But what are these civil rights and liberties you were referring to earlier?
Good question, Pablo. Civil rights are a class of rights given to the citizens of America. They are birthrights, and they allow the citizens to fully participate in a state's political and civil life without repression by the government. These civil rights also protect citizens from unwarranted harassment of the government. But let's not forget civil liberties. Unlike civil rights, civil liberties are defined as legal protections from powers above the citizen, such as government or private organizations. They're imprescriptible rights retained by the citizen under the United States Constitution. They're defined in the U.S. Bill of Rights and include freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, and the right to privacy, among other things. Thanks to the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, there is a broader definition of citizenship in the United States, where the government is not allowed to deprive a citizen from life, liberty, or property without steps taken for assured fairness. The government must also provide equal protection to all people within its jurisdiction, thus eliminating legal racial segregation.
Man, that's so cool! I can't believe no other place has these awesome things. But wait, my children and I are Christian. Can my children pray in school?
Another fantastic question, Pablo. As a citizen of the United States, you're entitled to your freedom of religion. Thanks to our beautiful Constitution, of course. Our Constitution has the specific clause called the Establishment Clause within its First Amendment, stating that Congress cannot make any laws respecting any specific religion. Your children are not allowed to pray in school, as there are other children who also have their own religions and may be offended by the prayers your children may make.
Whoa, wait a minute. Does this mean I'm not able to freely exercise my religion within this country?
Of course you are, my boy. It's just that your children can't pray within public schools because of a Supreme Court ruling within the Santa Fe Independent School District versus Doe in the year 2000. In this case, it was found that it could not be ruled in favor of school prayer due to the Establishment Clause. However, outside of school, you are free to follow whichever religion you choose. This is because of yet another clause within the First Amendment called the Free Exercise Clause, which is very self-explanatory. It allows people to exercise their religions almost freely. You cannot do any religious act that would involve sacrifice.
Oh, this is so cool! This country rocks! But wait, what if I don't like something? Can I protest it?
Well, Pablo, allow me to explain. It is also stated in a clause known as the Freedom of Assembly. It allows you to assemble with others peaceably.
What does it mean to peaceably assemble?
Sorry if I scared you, Pablo, but I needed to elaborate on the peacefulness. Simply put, you may assemble with a group of people with common grievances and peacefully peacefully protest or even petition, even with these grievances. You may not vandalize or disturb anything or anyone while protesting. You and many other people are allowed to protest together because of the freedom of association given to every citizen as an individual right. Your petition must also deal with a public issue where you are subject to things like getting fired from your job. This was ruled during the Borough of Duria versus Gorineri Supreme Court case of 2011, which ruled that your employer may retaliate against you if you do not petition for a public issue.
Wow, looks like I have many rights and liberties. I'm going to go and exercise my civil liberties right now by suing the cop who unlawfully searched and seized my lighter. In fact, in a couple of years from now, I'm gonna sue him for it again.
Pablo, you can't sue somebody twice for the same crime. It's double jeopardy and it's unconstitutional.
What? What are you talking about?
By the Constitution's 6th Amendment, the defendant has the right to a speedy trial so that they aren't held in captivity for extended periods of time, and a public trial by an impartial jury of your peers. But the 7th Amendment clearly states that no single civil case can be re-examined by another court. You cannot sue somebody for the same crime twice. Also, the 5th Amendment's double jeopardy clause states that no person shall be subject to the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb.
I don't understand. Can you explain it to me a bit more?
Well, you just love your American law lessons, huh? Well, since you're so eager, I'll tell you some more. If you as a citizen are facing deprivation of life, liberty, or property, something known as the procedural due process mandates that you are entitled to adequate notice, a tried hearing, and a neutral judge. Another type of due process is substantive due process, where, under the Due Process Clause, the court case is signified by a particular attitude toward the judicial review. The Fifth Amendment's final clause, known as the Takings Clause, limits the federal and state government's right to eminent domain, or the power to take private property for public use. This power is limited in the Takings Clause by requiring that just compensation be paid if private property is taken for public use.
That's interesting. Tell me more.
Have you ever heard of the term pleading the fifth? Okay, well, what it means to plead the fifth is to protect yourself from forced self-incrimination. This means that anything you say in court can and will be held against you.
Pretty sure that I understand now. So I can't sue the cop for the same crime twice?
No, Pablo. You cannot sue the cop more than once for the same crime. Now then, it was nice teaching you, but I must go on with narrating other people's lives. I'll leave you with this, Pablo. The 8th Amendment prevents the federal government from allowing excessive bail, which is the oversaturation and use of bail in the legal system. Excessive fines and cruel or unusual punishment, including pain, suffering, or humiliating torture. I heard Oprah needs a good speaking voice for an upcoming autobiographical documentary. Farewell, fair citizen.
Then I shall see you in court.
Some people in our country may have issues with the press, or people who report on other people for news. This is because the United States grants people the right to freedom of speech, and the freedom of the press. Since the latter applies to the news reporter, Ginger, who has a rare disease that makes her appear to be a dog, she may report on many things, with the exception of things that have libel or slander within the news reports. In other words, things may be reported on only if they don't give a very large negative image of a person in the case of slander, nor can they be reported on if they aren't true in the case of libel.
Narrator, is it okay if I sue this news reporter?
In this case, it is.
Where did you come from?
Ginger also happened to write about keeping immigrants like you out of the country. And this is illegal, because it is very seditious, or appears to want to cause insurrection against the established order of the country. Ginger also used many obscene, moral-breaking words to describe you, Pablo. You can easily win, especially since sedition within the country has been ruled unconstitutional in many older, prior to 1992 Supreme Court cases. Obviously, nobody has reviewed Ginger's news article, as it breaks many prior restraints, or censorships, to expressions applied by the government before the expressions are even made. Show her that you hate her by wearing armbands that say, "Down with Ginger!" Your children may not wear this to school, however, since this form of symbolic speech is not allowed in school, since it may harm the social environment.
Okay, I will make sure to campaign and petition my case. Thank you, narrator.
No problem, Pablo. Now get out there and show Ginger what you're made of.
Do you understand, Ginger, that what you've done is against the law? Well, it appears that you have committed sedition against our country, and you have slandered this innocent man. How do you plead? Guilty! This court rules in favor of the plaintiff Pablo for $100,000.
Yes! I love America.
I can't think of anyone who wouldn't.
No!